New videos coming soon. Check my Patreon or become a Patreon if you want to see what videos are in store, and even leave a comment what type of video you would like to see. I will take suggestions from anyone. But I do have a good 19 videos lined up, a good 3 documentaries in the works. Stay tuned for that. The Fool. The Fool, okay? I am clearly playing the role of the fool. Sad but true. I'm honest about it, at least, you know. The devil, for example, whether you believe the devil exists or not, I know for a fact there is an entity that... There's an organizational structure. Malicious spirits exist. I've had first-hand contact to an extreme degree with them. In 2011, not going to go into great detail, but I rented a room that was haunted to an extreme extent, Poltergeist haunted, and on Ghost Adventures, whenever the Ghost Adventures crew finds a basement with a lot of poltergeist activity, there's an episode where the entity knocked over an entire fan. There was like a ceiling fan, a pretty heavy, hefty ceiling fan. So there's like maybe a dresser with a ceiling fan on top of it, sitting there probably for a year straight, who knows, all dusty in an old basement. But the Ghost Adventures crew was sent there to investigate it, and they set up the camera as they do in every haunted location, and the poltergeist totally knocked over the ceiling fan on camera. You can see that footage. Matter of fact, I'm going to show that footage. I'm going to show it. Here is the ceiling fan footage, but wow, that's some pretty phenomenal poltergeist footage. It's real. The Ghost Adventures crew call that a nest. A demon nest. A demon nest is like a headquarters for evil spirits, where they freewheelingly will showcase their poltergeist capabilities. I lived in a demon nest for 6 months. Pretty freaky. But the aftermath is me being a fool. You see, I'm the fool to the devil, to these malicious spirits. I play the role of the fool. Why? Let's Photoshop a jester hat on me real quick, holding my scepter. Because I am a fool, all right, from the perspective of these malicious spirits and the devil. Because there's no way I can prove that what happened to me happened to me. That's why I'm the fool. But there is, in the tarot card system, which I'm not an expert at, I've never used tarot cards, I've never participated with someone that uses them. Please don't offer your free tarot card readings for me. But if that's your own personal belief, do what you got to do. But I personally don't believe in scrying or fortune reading, fortune telling. I don't practice that. But those that do, I'm not going to put you down. But I personally don't. I'm not into that. I think malicious spirits are involved in a lot of that stuff. And I try to stay far away from that, considering the fact that I lived in a demon nest. I don't want to bring it back to me. Although my videos sometimes are egging on the devil, as I tweeted. Egging on the devil. Why? Because I have a lot less fear than I had. The devil knows what happened to me. The Supreme Being knows what happened to me. I have actually an extreme belief in the Supreme Being. I have a very strong conviction and belief and knowledge. It goes beyond belief into the realm of knowledge that the Supreme Being lives. I personally know that to be a fact, a personal fact I can't impress upon someone else. You have to learn something like that on your own. Independent of any buildings constructed by man, independent of any writings written down by man, I know of a surety of a personal belief, in fact, a personal fact, and knowledge, first-hand knowledge. A Supreme Being exists, and there's a polar opposite, an extreme negative entity exists that runs the other negative entities. The fool isn't always the fool. The fool sometimes is the guy who pretends to be a fool and really is the smartest one there. Now, I don't claim to be the smartest one there in the room or whatever the case, but I willingly accept the role of the fool, and I willingly acknowledge it and see it. Many people are going to say, oh, look at that idiot. That guy's a moron. I did a search to see if my documentary reached any forums or just anyone was commenting or made any type of article on it. And I don't care. Do what you got to do. Believe or disbelieve. But I did a search and I found one comment, and someone said, this guy's doing it for fame. He's doing it for attention. Talking about me in my documentary, The Poltergeist, the demon poltergeist haunting of John Rasmus. That happens to be a true story. As you see in my last video, I made a compilation of me talking about it for the past 2015, 16, 17, 18, past 4 years. I did not make too many videos immediately afterwards because I wanted to distance myself from the subject. Because I wasn't into that. I wasn't into demons and spirits. I've never been into that. Thought I heard like a bunny rabbit. Anyway. Stay tuned. 3 documentaries coming soon. Part 2 of the demon poltergeist haunting of John Rasmus. My last video was just a compilation. Just to show my face talking about it for 4 years in a row consistently. And that's not even nearly all the footage. That's probably 1/4. I probably have a good 4 hours of me talking about it easily. I probably have 10 hours of me talking about it, if not 20 hours. People don't want to hear the same story over and over. It was repetitious, repetitive, for a reason and a purpose. My story's consistent. I play the fool from the people that think I'm making stuff up. And I acknowledge and recognize that title and position of the fool because I can't prove it, all right? It's the reason I plopped down my life savings of over $1,000, and yes, I'm a broke person, all right, for ghost investigation, ghost hunting equipment, because I already know these beings exist. They harassed me for a long time, and they still residually followed me to an extent to prove spirits exist because I didn't film it at the time. I already made a video of why I didn't film it. I have that explanation to an extreme degree. I didn't want to enter a contract with the devil. But even talking about it, the devil's like, look at that fool. No one believes you, idiot. So I recognize, I acknowledge the position I'm in. Bobby Lee, comedian, Comedy Store regular. He experienced ghostly activity in one of his early childhood houses. And then he became famous on Mad TV and stuff through hard work of being a legitimately funny comedian. And he became a regular at the Comedy Store, and he saw Gus the Ghost twice. I believe Gus revealed himself to Bobby Lee because he already had ghostly encounter in his past. We will see what happens. I've had extreme ghostly encounters in my past, and I am going to the Comedy Store fairly soon. I booked 3 tickets. One of the tickets was $5, one of the tickets was $0, one of the tickets was $15. Not an extreme amount of money, but each show requires a 2-drink minimum, and drinks are $10 a piece. So I need to spend $60 on drinks. I'm just gonna get soda. I'm just gonna get 6 Dr. Peppers. I'm very appreciative of my Patreon patrons. I have some new Patreon patrons. You help me out a lot. Next month, October 1st, the first of the month, I think is when the Patreon thing goes through. I'm going to park as close to the Comedy Store as I can. And I'm going to have the mail meter in my pocket. And if they don't let me bring the mail meter into the Comedy Store, I'm going to easily walk back to my car parked in the $20 parking zone. And it's only $20 here, $60 here, $40 there. But it does add up, you know. I'm driving a great amount of time. I'm sleeping in my car. I see people post Instagram pictures. Look at this fancy 5-star hotel I'm in. I'm the fool. You see what I'm saying? I don't care. All right. I don't consider it shameful to say I'm sleeping in my car. I know some safe, relatively safe spots in Los Angeles. I'll sleep in my car. Not a big deal. Saves a lot of money. I just can't afford a Motel 6. $100 a night. I can't afford that. And then you see it, it's $49.99. You get there, it's $99.99. But no big deal. I'm going to a couple places. I'm going back to the town of the extreme poltergeist haunting. I have 2 Patreon posts that detail everything, or detail a lot. I am the fool, though. People don't believe me. I'm an idiot, right? I acknowledge and recognize and agree with that. But sometimes the idiot knows a few things and keeps it back and portrays that visual, that persona of the fool, knowing that in the end there will be justification. I believe in a book of record keeping kept on the other side, and a book of truth. I believe in a book of truth. What I've stated of what happened to me in 2011 is true, and I have a concrete belief there's a book of truth. When you pass on to the other side naturally, please don't be in any rush, but everyone naturally, of natural causes, has to ascend to the higher dimensions. And when you ascend, you might not have immediate access to that book of truth. There might be a few trials you have to get through. But after you get through those trials and you get to the place where the book of truth is right there, feel free to look me up in my 2011 experience. It will be in the book of truth. I will be in the book of truth. I, the fool, will be in the book of truth. I lived in a demon nest, according to the terminology of the Ghost Adventures crew. Poltergeists are real. My last video, it might be extremely boring and repetitive, but it's there for archival reference purposes. People say, what are you talking about? Here's a video. That's what I'm talking about. So stay tuned. More things coming soon. I'm the fool. Not a big deal. The fool isn't always what he seems to be. Stay tuned. I thank you for watching. This has been John Rasmus. Be seeing you.